Exclusive: How building collapses in Ebute, Metta. Many trapped, some feared dead. There are fears that some persons might have died after a building collapsed along Cemetery Road, opposite the health center in Ebute, Metta, Lagos. The two-story building, which houses shops and residential apartments, collapsed just after noon on Friday, 24 July 2020. Many persons are said to have been trapped in the rubble of the collapsed building. High Celebrity Squad magazine gathered that men of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, arrived at the scene within 15 minutes. The LASEMA officials cordoned off the area swiftly and commenced rescue operations immediately.
It just happened that there's a collapsed building right in front of Ebute Metta Health Center, and here we are on the streets of Lagos. As you can see, that is the collapsed building, and we have the LASEMA and the building authorities here ready. So beside me is one of the tenants of the house, and she has something to, as a witness of the collapsed building. Please follow me. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's obvious you are one of the tenants in the building.
Yes.
Please, can you explain to us how it happened, ma?
I was working outside. I run a kitchen under the building. So I just saw particles of sand coming outside. So someone screamed from the inside. So I came outside of the building to check what was happening on the other side. So I saw some glasses from people's apartment falling off. And then within like 10-15 seconds, the whole building came down. That was it.
Okay, from the collapsed building, but can you tell us, is there any dead body, like anybody that lost their life?
Actually, when the sand started pouring, I cried for help. Like I shouted, everybody, a ball. So people came down. Immediately, everyone came out, and the building collapsed.
But there was a lot of property lost.
Of course, of course.
Like please, like how many years has this building been here, please?
I don't know, but I've been an occupant for like over 2 years now, because my kitchen is 2 years. Over 2 years now, so I've been an occupant for over 2 years. But according to people that have been living, the woman next to my kitchen, she has a shop there. I think she's been there for like 13 years or so. I don't know, but I've been here for barely, not up to 3 years.
All right, do you have anything to say to the government concerning what just happened here, ma'am?
Sincerely, I'm not in the right state to say that right now. I don't know what to say. I don't have anything to say. I'm just glad that there are no casualties. Everybody's fine. I'm the only one that got injured actually. I'm the only person that was because I was trying to save my kids and everyone in my shop. Let me just say that actually. So we are all fine. Aside that we lost properties, everyone is fine.
Thank you very much.
Orúkọ mi ni Adenike Adediran.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ma ṣe tenant ní abẹ́ní shop nínú ilé.
Actually mom sí mi ni tenant one by but mo wá bá wọn gbé nítorí pé school ló open. Mo dẹ̀ ní school, so mo ní kí n wá fi yẹn wá jókòó sí ọ̀dọ̀ wọn. Nǹkan tí mo fi wà ń bí báyìí for the past 1 month nìyẹn.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ma ní ṣókí ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣàlàyé bó ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ mà.
Nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé mo wà nínú ilé, mo ń serve àwọn ọmọ lóúnjẹ ní kitchen ni mo gbọ́ tí nǹkan kan jábọ́ sí ceiling. So bóyá jábọ́ yẹn, mo wá wò pé irú òkúta wo lélẹ̀ tó lè jábọ́ láti ceiling. So mo wò, mo rí pé ó dangerous. So mo wá ní ká ọmọ yẹn bọ́tà sí parlour. So mo wá gbé everything tá à ń ṣe, àjókòó sí sitting room bẹ́ẹ̀, àṣà ń ṣe. So the next thing mo kàn tún wá gbọ́ tí nǹkan tún ya wè, mo ṣe wá níta, mo wá bọ́tà pé kí n wá wò pé kí ló dé tí eléyìí tún ṣe ya báyìí. Síbi tí mo ti ń wò, ìmí tún wá ya. So bí yẹ pé àwọn ọmọ ènìyàn pé kán bọ́tà, pé everybody bọ́tà. So we left everything inside, nǹkan tá à ń ṣe pátápátá, ó wà ní oúnjẹ wọn, everything wà ń bẹ̀. Mo kàn ṣe pé kí gbogbo àṣà sábọ́ta ni. So mo sọ mọ́ sí mi tọ́jú kó sẹ́nu ọ̀nà wípé kán dìde. So mo wá call attention àwọn tó wà ní shop wípé ilé yìí nǹkan kan ṣe pé ó ti ń ya o. So bí àwọn tó wà lókè ṣe gbọ́ ariwo mi, wọ́n wá bọ́ta, gbogbo wọn ṣà bọ́ta. So it wasn't even up to 5 minutes tí wọ́n jáde ní everything collapse.
Ẹ lè sọ bí inú yín ṣe dùn sí pé casualty kankan ò ṣẹlẹ̀, kankan farapa.
olúwa ṣeun pé casualty kankan ò ṣẹlẹ̀, we thank God pé nǹkan kò ṣe pé èèyàn kankan ò kú, kọ́ lọ́ọ́ má jẹ́ kí property wa gbé, because everything documents everything about us is there, because I had to come down with my documents in case n bá ríṣẹ́ nígbà tí kò sí school ó wà nínú ilé ń bẹ̀, everything ta ní inú ilé ló wà, bí ṣe bọ́ta rèé blouse àti ìró nìkan ni mo gbé jáde nínú ilé.
Plead o lẹ́ni fún government in concerning this collapse building ma.
Kí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ìjọ gbogbo àwọn tá à ń gbé bẹ́ẹ̀ níbi tá a máa sun kọ́ ṣàánú wa ò wà níbi tá a máa gbé o, ọ̀rọ̀ ti corona kò jẹ́ ká ríṣẹ́ ṣe. Irú èmi ń sìn, I have an old woman tó yẹ kí n máa fún lóúnjẹ, but look at me right now, teacher ni mí, mi ò rí school lọ, mi ò ríṣẹ́ ṣe, ilé tún wá wó, so kí ló wá kù tá a fẹ́ ṣe báyìí kí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ṣàánú wa.
The collapse building, sir, what do you have to say, sir?
Well, it's always a travesty to have to witness something like this, but we're just happy that there were no casualties. The one person that was rescued from the building is receiving medical attention and she seems fine so far. We're happy that none of the adjoining buildings as well have come down with it, although we'll have to do some structural tests to see just how strong they are and if they can carry on standing the way they're standing. But as of now, we're waiting for the digger to come and pull the rest of this building down.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. Sir, okay, the lady that is being rushed to the hospital, it is confirmed by the doctor that there's nothing wrong with her medically.
Rushed away. The medical technician checked her right here on the spot and she was seen to be fine. There was no issue.
Sir, is it going to be with immediate effect that other buildings will be tested on the building site?
Well, it's important for the owners of the building to get assessment checks on their own buildings. But based on the incident that's happened now, I understand the commissioner is coming here today as well. I'll speak to him personally myself for physical planning and tell him that, well, I think it's something that the state needs to be proactive on. In terms of a situation like this, we need to go and do the assessment test ourselves before we wait for the owner of the building.
Okay, sir, is there any provision for the owners of the house in there for now because of what happened to them, sir?
What type of provisions for specifically?
Like basically shelter, sir.
Well, the type of proviso that I believe they will be given will be handled by the state executive. Unfortunately, all we can do is try and provide small amounts of sukkah as a representative and just ensure that the relevant state agencies are here to address
it. On the collapse building, sir?
There was a call this morning. We saw people on the net and stated that there's a building on Cemetery Street just opposite the Ebute Metta Health Center that the building just collapsed, and we mobilize our men. We call all the necessary agencies and they all responded and they were on ground and to ascertain the damages and to make sure there was no life lost.
So now that the building has already collapsed, what is the next step, sir?
Basically, the next step is we're waiting for extravator. According to what we were briefed on, that's going to extract all the rubbles, then clear whatever that is left behind. But basically, there is no life lost. Everybody is secured and they are all safe and healthy and sound.
Okay, sir. Is there going to be any provision for the occupants of the building, sir?
I believe the government knows what to do when it comes to that, and that's all I could say for now. But basically, the head count will be done, and the necessary agencies will provide relief materials to all those occupants on the said building.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Sir, what's your take on this collapsed building, sir?
Yeah, 3-story building collapsed in the hour of 1:10 p.m. and as such, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency moved swiftly into the scene of incident, and on getting there, we discovered a victim which was rescued, adult woman, which was rescued accordingly and treated by Lagos State Emergency Management bus ambulance actually, and given first aid treatment, and she was discharged accordingly. So then after that we began to carry out search and rescue operations with a view to know whether there is still living under the debris. And after a thorough search, even with the use of sophisticated DELSA equipment to detect the breath of a living being under the debris, we discovered that there was no one that was trapped. So now we're trying to carry out recovery operations and bring the debris to ground zero. We need to put in resources. Those resources is what we are setting out in motion now.
Okay, sir. Now, is there any provision for the occupants that stays? Is there going to be any provision for the occupants that stays in the building, sir?
I don't know what you mean by provision.
Basically shelter, sir.
Basically shelter. Of course, the Lagos State government, headed by Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, has provided facilities for internally displaced people. Actually, we have IDP center at Agboa and Igondo. So if there is any one of them that need a temporary place, fine, they can speak with the government, and the government has